Welcome back to Talking Comics with Heroes and Villains. I'm Eric, and this is
Arnie?
And this is Battle Scars we read today, which is really good. Arnie, you should kick it off.
First of all, I want to know if you watched the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't.
Neither did I.
I was working though. I was at Heroes and Villains working the whole day.
I was at home and I just didn't watch it.
I was watching kids play Magic next door, which is way more exciting because they were like yelling out spell names and whatnot.
I have to agree.
And I know spell names like Fireball. I don't know like plays. Like what? I can't even fake being a sports guy.
Yeah, I'm not a sports guy either.
Yeah.
But the important part, and why I'm asking you, is because there was an Avengers trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. Yeah.
Well, you should. It's
Yeah?
pretty cool.
What happens in it?
It's really short. It's shorter than the original one, but it's basically you see more of Loki and you see more of what I'm pretty sure are the Skrulls.
Yeah. There was a video game that's coming out based on the movie, and they released footage of the Skrulls in the video game.
Yeah.
Before they were allowed to, it was just some guy who worked there.
Yeah.
And they shut it down, and the game got canceled, and the guy got fired, and they lost the rights to put the game out. And only Bendis has it because he wrote the game, so he has one level on disc as like a demo.
I think what happened was that the game was canceled, and then the guy put out the sketches that he didn't have the rights
I heard
to.
in a podcast from Bendis that it was like vice versa.
Oh, okay.
That like Marvel was like irritated, but yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it on IO9,
Yeah.
and I guess the sketches they said that they were put out later. I guess.
Yeah.
But,
I guess they would want to say that for sure.
6 of one,
Yeah.
half a dozen of the other.
The
but
Skrulls are these like shape-shifting alien creatures.
Yeah,
they can look like anyone.
they're all
and
green
they
and they
infiltrate
have
the
like
heroes.
a serrated chin or something.
But they can look like anyone, and they can will themselves into being any shape. And they've even been like cows before. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it was cool, and then at the end of the trailer, the famous line of "We have a Hulk" was said by Tony Stark. So
that's cool.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks like it's based on Ultimates 1 a lot, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
The Miller and Hitch.
Yeah.
That was like the best Ultimates book that ever came out, was that one. Like that could have been the entire line. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So
Where they fought the shape-shifting aliens as well.
Yeah.
So,
but they're called the Chitauri in that, which is do you know like David Icke and his like reptilian theory?
Yeah.
Or like George Bush and the Queen of England are all like
David Icke and some local comic book enthusiasts that believe in UFOs.
Right here, frankly, one of them right here. But yeah, that everyone in power is like a shapeshifting alien, and
I wasn't referring to you.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
But yes, and the important thing why I mentioned the Avengers is because Nick Fury is in that.
Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. in this book, Battle Scars, we just read, kind of sets up that Nick Fury in our universe almost. The Nick Fury in the movie is Samuel L. Jackson, which is the ultimate version of Nick Fury, who's a black guy, and he's very young. And the more like classic interpretation of Nick Fury is he's a old white World War II veteran. It doesn't really make sense because as we progress past World War II, it doesn't make sense that he's alive. So they put things in his continuity where like he took a super soldier serum that made him not age ever, called the Infinity Serum. And
the ultimate Nick Fury was from World War II.
Oh no, he's from like Desert Storm, isn't he? Because I read.
No, he's from World War II.
No, I don't think so. They might have changed it because there's. Did you read the most recent like Bendis crossover thing that came out?
I haven't, but there was
Ultimate Secrets.
Because he's with Wolverine and.
And Kingpin.
Yeah.
I thought they were like in the desert though for that.
No, that was World War II. I believe.
I don't think that's true, but we'll Google it later and talk about it.
Leave it in the comments area.
But yeah, he's a younger guy, and
I
believe he served in a more recent war, but we'll find out if that's true or not.
And he's got a mechanical arm now, so.
Yeah, and he's a black dude, and this guy's a black dude. And he looks kind of like the Nick Fury that we know from the film. And he doesn't know he's Nick Fury's son yet, but there's hints and rumors at it. Do you think that he is?
I don't see why not. I mean, Nick Fury's been around since Captain America, since the 40s, and he's eternally young.
And he's like James Bond. He sleeps around, so he could have like a bunch of illegitimate children, which is pretty cool.
This could be one of many. The guy has green eyes.
Yeah.
Blue in some of them, so he's obviously mestizo. So
yeah, and it's pretty cool because he's an Army Ranger. He's like Frank Castle style soldier guy.
And he's got his mom's last name.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he hasn't mentioned anything about his dad, but he makes it a point to let the audience know or the reader know that his mom was all he ever had, and she was a single parent.
And vice versa. Like there are no men in her life. He doesn't know his father. And in her funeral in this issue, spoilers, Captain America shows up, and he's talking to an agent, and he's like, does he know who he is? Does anyone else know who this kid is?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of allusion to the fact that he's Nick Fury's son. The internet's all buzz with it too.
Yeah, and there's the heroes and the villains are looking for him.
Yeah, and we don't know why.
Yeah, and they're alluding that his mom was was killed because of it.
And Nick Fury's on the cover, but he's not in the book, and he's the only character who's on the cover who's not in the book. So it makes perfect sense that like they're alluding to that. I like him a lot. Do you like the character?
Hawkeye's not in it either.
Oh, I thought he was at the funeral. Maybe I could be wrong.
Nah, they just showed the cap.
Yeah. Well, there's like Sharon Carter is too, and there's some guys in suits, and I thought maybe he was one of like.
He could have been.
All blonde guys look the same to me. But do you like him?
I do. I like the setup. I'm intrigued as to see what happens and to see if he is his son. Although I think that's already been established, sort of. But I really like the setup. I like the fact that they made him a veteran. And an Army Ranger. Yeah, and an Army Ranger. So he's like an actual hero. Yeah, he's Special Forces. Yeah. And that they're actually setting it kind of. They're mixing the events where they have they have the events of the recent Marvel events with the Fear itself. Yeah. Thank you, and the recent war in Afghanistan. And they're crossing them, which is pretty interesting. Over. Yeah. So and he's relating what it was like to fight in Afghanistan, while the Fear itself events were going on. Yeah, and Fear itself in Marvel was a war where these like fear monsters wanted people to hate everybody. Yeah. And then the war in Afghanistan is like a war against terrorism. Yeah. So that makes perfect sense. So it's written really well. They kind of bind our world with their world. Yeah. I'm happy that they're not just replacing Nick Fury entirely, because he has a really long storied history. He's really cool. In the Ultimate Universe, they killed White Peter Parker to make way for Miles Morales, the Hispanic and Black Spider-Man. And I love Miles Morales, but I also loved Pete. And I didn't know why they couldn't have like Spider-Boy and Spider-Man, or like maybe Pete could be like Spider-God and he could be the new Spider-Man or something. Yeah. Spider-Lad. Well, the thing that I like about this is that Marvel is getting really good at basically capitalizing off of its movie universe. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. Because it has the Ultimate Universe, it has the animated universe, it has the regular universe, and now the movie universe. Yeah. And Marvel, unlike DC, has gotten really good at merging all of them. Which you'll see in the Avengers movie, which is like 7 different properties all together. It's the Cosmic Scrolls, it's the down and dirty Hawkeye, like it's everything coming together. It's amazing. Yeah, and with this, they're merging those again, where Fear itself was kind of capitalizing off of Thor and Captain America. Yeah. You have the Captain America villain, which is the Red Skull. Yeah. And then you have a villain. You have the Serpent, which is a Thor villain. And Hitler really did like Norse mythology, so it makes logical sense in our world. So they always have a real world element, and then a Marvel comic element, and then a media element, and they're beautiful where they fuse them. It's so awesome to watch that happen. So now after that, they're offshooting to Battle Scars, and setting up this Black Nick Fury. Which I thought was a very smooth move on Marvel's part. And they're not negating their history. Like DC had to wipe everything clean and start again, and they irritated some of their fans. This way, you get to make everyone happy. Yeah. Yeah. It's just genius. And the other part about this is that I can find the Marvel heroes from the movies. I can find them in the comic books. And they sound the same and look the same, and And with DC, you can't find Batman from Batman Begins or The Dark Knight in any of the comics. Yeah, because he doesn't exist, because he's not like that in the comics. Exactly. Because the comics are so much better. As great as that movie is, the comics are even better. So, that's another problem. But it's just like synergy. It's great to watch a universe come together like that. Yeah, and that's kind of how I think comics stay relevant, because people that aren't aware of comics, they go watch these movies. And if they go watch the Avengers, they go watch Captain America, they walk into a comic shop and they can find these characters on the aisle. Yeah. Where if you go watch Batman Returns, that's very true. Or not Batman Returns or Batman Begins, and you walk into a comic shop, you're not going to find them in any. You're like, why is he hanging out with Aquaman? That makes no sense. Like, what, he would never do that. The one from the movie is like a tough guy. Yeah. So I really like that. And I feel like this is the future of our medium. I think we're gonna we're so cool. We have so many great ideas. We're gonna like be in every media possible. I think like there'll be digital stuff, it's just on digital, and there'll be just print stuff, and there'll be TV shows that lead into movies, and it's more of like a lifestyle than it ever was before, which is amazing. There was even Brian Bendis wrote a video game for Ultimate Spider-Man where it was like the next 3 issues in an arc, where like you read the comics, you play the game, and then you read the comics again. Was that the PlayStation one? I don't play video games. PS2 Ultimate Spider-Man game. It was like you had to like shift what you were doing to get the rest of the story, which I thought was really interesting. Well, he did that also with the MTV cartoon. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, I do. Where it took off from like the movie. Yeah. In a way, and then kind of merged Ultimate Spider-Man as well. So it's super awesome. So. It's like living in the Matrix with Marvel Comics. Very much
And if you
so.
want to join our world, you should come to facebook.com/heroesandvillainstucson or on Twitter at HNV Comics.
Or just leave a comment in the comment section.
Which is right over yonder. Over here. Right there. Yeah, so until then, Arnie, say something witty.
I don't have anything witty
You're on the
to say.
spot, son. Say something.
I'll make you do it.
Oh,
I will
man.
do it.
All right.
Sorry to disappoint.
Wah, wah, wah.
There's a fly here.
There. That's the witty comment.